It was a wild Thursday night at the U.S. Open that saw American Coco Gauff advance to her first U.S. Open final, and there were some delays as well, too. But we're going to talk some tennis, and we're going to do it with NBC local sports reporter and former pro tennis player, Julia Elbaba, who's been doing a great job covering the tournament thus far. Julia, how's it going?
It's going well, thank you, Dex. How's it going by you? Got tennis this afternoon, more tennis this weekend. Everything's great by me.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I can't believe we are getting to the final stages. We're talking about the women's final, got the men's final on Sunday, men's semifinals Friday night. So it's exciting times, and temperatures are dipping a bit. So that's good. That's good. Hopefully no interruptions, no protests during this interview. We hope that we're fine with that. All right, Julia, we can't talk about Coco Gauff's success on Thursday night without talking about how her match against Karolina Muchova was delayed for 49 minutes because of a disruption by 4 environmental activists in the Arthur Ashe Stadium stands. One protester even glued his bare feet to the concrete floor. How much do protesters disrupt the match and momentum that a player might have?
Yeah, so any delay is tricky, whether it's for weather, medical reason, but this was not a typical interruption. There was no sense of timing. Was it going to be 5 minutes, 1 hour? It was a waiting game. So Coco Gauff and Karolina Muchova had to go inside to kind of conserve their energy, stay focused, stay locked in, keep up with that nutrition, the hydration. They have to deal with that adrenaline. So that's like mentally, emotionally, physically exhausting. And then they have to keep their bodies warmed up. So it definitely does disrupt the momentum of the match. Although I will say, Coco Gauff said in the presser that she does believe in climate change. She said, quote, "I think there are things we can do better. I know the tournaments are going to do things better for the environment, but maybe not having it happen during my match. That would be a little bit more suitable for her."
Yeah, I'm sure she also has talked about how the fact that she obviously supports people's right to peacefully protest, but she would hope that it doesn't interrupt her match, which, as we said, we just talked about, it does affect the players on the court. But Julia, this isn't the first time that we've seen a protest like this at a professional tennis match this year. There was a protest at a tournament in D.C. last month. We also had the French Open in Wimbledon. So why are these occurring during professional tennis matches? Because it seems like the place where these protests can happen and people want to make a statement. Why are they happening during pro tennis matches?
Yeah, like you said, it's becoming a regular occurrence. We saw it at the French Open when a climate activist attached himself to the net. And then at Wimbledon, a protester just sat in the middle of the court and threw up jigsaw puzzles and confetti. And then last year at the Laver Cup, a man set his arm on fire ahead of Roger Federer's official retirement. I mean, that one is debatable. Maybe he didn't want Roger to retire, which I kind of understand. But why tennis? I think it's because, all sports arenas give the activists big platforms to get their point across. But not all arenas are as quiet as the U.S. Open. You know what I mean? During the points, it's completely quiet. A lot of these protesters, they interrupt in the middle of points. So that's my take on why they're choosing tennis rather than maybe a soccer match or a baseball game. Yeah, so that's what I think.
Yeah, no, you're right. That quiet time is interesting because when we've seen people do this, whether it's football or the NBA, you have to really pick and choose your spots or run out, and then it's easier for security to be on top of you. So it's a bit more of a challenge in that way, I think, in those sports. No, it's a fair point there. Okay, so let's actually talk about the tennis, no protest. Were you impressed with Gauff being able to seemingly not be affected by the delay and advancing? And also, what does her reaching the Open finals mean for the future of United States tennis?
Yeah, Coco Gauff, she's so focused, and she's has this maturity where nothing kind of phases her tennis. When she's out on the tennis court, it's just her and that tennis ball. And unfortunately, we were points away from having an All-American final, but Madison Keys, she lost in the third set to new world number 1, Arina Sabalenka. But you know what? Coco Gauff, she can be the first American to win the U.S. Open since 2017 when Sloane Stephens won, who actually beat Madison Keys in the final. So we've come full circle. But American tennis is peaking. It's very positive. We got Coco Gauff, Madison Keys, and then Jessica Pegula, who's the top-ranked American, all doing so well. Then we have other Americans like Alicia Parks, Peyton Stearns, who have proven that they're so close. They just need that one tournament to break through. But then on the men's side, it's super encouraging too. And we have Ben Shelton taking on Djokovic this afternoon. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we'll see. Good time for American tennis. Great time for it to happen at the U.S. Open. We will see what happens with Coco Gauff in the women's final, a chance to win her first U.S. Open title. We'll see if that goes down. You know who's going to be on top of it. That'll be Julia Elbaba, NBC Sports local reporter. And Julia, great job covering the team. Glad you're staying cool, staying safe. We will talk soon after those finals.
Thank you, Dex. Please stay cool, stay safe out there in New York.
I will.